Hello, and welcome to the How to Pass the Colorado's Driver Test podcast. I'm Theodore Reynolds from Mindtree Exponential. At MindTreeX, we look for ways to enrich content to improve its ability to help students learn. Reading text is a lot like trying to eat a pile of raw vegetables. Enriching the text, say by turning it into audio content, throwing in some music, and adding a few sound effects, and bam, you got yourself some tasty ice cream. Well, at least, tasty ice cream for your brain. For now, here's a small cone of ice cream learning to help you pass the Colorado Driver Test. This is an enriched audio production of the official Colorado Driver Handbook. To get a free copy of the PDF of the Colorado Driver Handbook, and some other free toppings for your ice cream, please visit howtopassthecoloradodrivertest.com. Enjoy. Introduction. The purpose of this driver handbook is to provide you with information on how to become a safe driver. The Driver Handbook is a summary of the laws, rules, and safe driving practices that apply to all persons who drive a vehicle in the state of Colorado. It is based on current laws, legislation, and department policies, and is subject to change. It is not a book of laws and should not be used as a basis for any legal claims or actions. It is a book of information only and does not supersede Colorado revised statutes. Traffic regulations in cities, towns, counties, and federal territories may go beyond state laws as long as they do not conflict with state law. For more information on Colorado motor vehicle laws, refer to Colorado Revised Statute. Don't discard this handbook after you have obtained your license. Keep it as a reference or pass it on to another applicant. One, the driver's license. 1.1. Persons required to have a driver's license. Any person who operates a motor vehicle, motor-driven cycle, or moped on the public streets and highways in Colorado is required to be at least 16 years of age and have a valid driver's license. Resident. Per Colorado Revised Statute, any person who owns or operates a business in Colorado or who has resided within the state continuously for 90 days or who has obtained gainful employment within this state, whichever shall occur first, is considered a Colorado resident. Special exemptions. The following persons need not obtain a Colorado license, provided they are 16 years of age or older and possess a valid license from their home state or state of last assignment. Colorado residents. Any resident of this state who is employed in another state where the laws of that state require licensing to drive in order to engage in a regular trade or profession does not need a Colorado driver's license as long as such other license to drive is valid and the employment is not terminated. This special exemption applies only if the other state is a member of the Interstate Driver's License Compact Agreement. Military. Anyone who is serving as a member of the Armed Forces of the United States on active duty. This also includes the spouse and children of such members. foreign military personnel on duty or assigned to temporary duty with the United States Armed Forces. This also includes the spouse and children of such members. Students. Any non-resident who is temporarily residing in Colorado for the principal purpose of furthering his or her education and is considered a non-resident for tuition purposes. Students must have a valid driver's license for his or her state of residence. Non-resident aliens, foreign tourists, instructors, and business persons may drive any private, non-commercial vehicle with their personal driver's license. (1.2) Persons who cannot be issued a Colorado driver's license. Any person who does not submit proof of their date of birth, proof of identity, or both, as required by the department. Any person unable to pass the driver's license examinations. Any person with a license from another state that does not surrender that license. Any person under suspension, revocation, or denial of driving privileges in this or any other state. Any person adjudicated to be mentally incompetent, an alcoholic, or an habitual user of narcotic drugs. Emancipated minors without an affidavit of liability. Any person who has unpaid fines or outstanding judgments for traffic violations. Any person under 16 years of age. (1.3) Obtaining a Colorado driver's license. It is recommended that all applicants allow ample time to complete the process of obtaining a driver's license. Depending on what is required, written test, driving skills test, etc., the length of the process can vary significantly. Additionally, as Colorado issues different types of licenses that have different requirements, please reference the section below for guidance on your particular situation. Generally, Mondays, Fridays, and days after holidays are the busiest. Check the list of offices in the Service Center Guide in the back of this handbook for locations, services provided, and hours of operations. Appointments are available at some offices. Please check the DMV website for more information. To apply for a driver's license or instruction permit. 1. Applicants that are U.S. citizens or who can demonstrate permanent lawful presence in the United States are required to A. Submit identification establishing their date of birth, full legal name, identity, and lawful presence in the U.S., such as U.S. passport with the applicant's full legal name, certified state or county birth certificate, consular report of birth abroad, previous Colorado license or identification card, permanent resident card, certificate of naturalization. Note: photocopies or notarized copies are not accepted. B. Provide your social security number. C. Supply 2 documents that demonstrate your Colorado residence address. D. Pass all required examinations: physical, vision, written, driving test. E. Pay the required fees. F. Be fingerprinted and photographed. 2. Applicants who can demonstrate temporary lawful presence are required to A. Submit identification establishing their date of birth, full legal name, identity, and temporary lawful presence in the U.S., such as foreign passport with photograph, accompanied by U.S. visa and I-94, valid employment authorization document, pending application for asylum in the U.S., pending or approved application for temporary protected status in the U.S., approved deferment action status. B. Supply one document that demonstrates your Colorado residence address. C. Pass all required examinations. D. Pay required fees. E. Be fingerprinted and photographed. Note: applications under this section are part of the Colorado Road and Community Safety Act and may visit any state office. Driving record analysis. The Motor Vehicle Division examines your driving record and present license status to determine eligibility before issuing a new license. Physical aptitude analysis. This is a determination by the driver license employee of any physical ailment or disability which may have an effect on your driving. A confidential medical examination report is required for many physical ailments or disabilities such as epilepsy or paralysis. Vision screening. Your vision will be tested to determine if you can see well enough to drive safely. If the test discloses that you need corrective lenses to meet the minimum visual standards, your license will show this restriction. Failure to meet established vision standards will result in initial rejection and referral to a vision specialist for correction and recommendations at the applicant's expense. The minimum vision standard is 20/40. Basic written test. This covers various aspects of driving knowledge and safety. The test questions will cover the contents of this handbook, including road signs, driving under the influence, as well as other driving rules, safety rules, and legal items. Driving test. This is the most important part of the examination because it provides you with the opportunity to demonstrate that you can drive safely. All drive tests are by appointment only and will not be scheduled within 1 hour prior to the scheduled office closing time. 1.4 Classes of Colorado Driver Licenses. Colorado driver licenses are issued in various classes according to your age group and the type of vehicle for which you qualify. All classes of licenses are valid for chauffeur purposes. Chauffeur is defined as every person who is employed for the principal purpose of operating a motor vehicle and every person who drives a motor vehicle while in use as a public or common courier of persons or property. At a minimum, a valid basic Class R license is required for the operation of low-power scooters. engine size of 50 cc or less, or 4,476 watts or less, if electric, 40 miles per hour max, and low-speed electric vehicles. Class R Basic License. Any motor vehicle which is not considered a motorcycle or commercial vehicle as described below. Class A, B, and C. Commercial Driver's License, CDL. A driver must have a commercial driver's license to operate the following types of vehicles. Any motor vehicle with a gross weight, check. Any motor vehicle with a gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, or combination vehicle weight rating of 26,001 pounds or more. Any vehicle that transports quantities of hazardous materials that require warning placards under the Department of Transportation regulations. Any vehicle that is designed to transport 16 or more passengers, including the driver. The GVWR or GCWR of the vehicle is not the weight of the vehicle, but the weight rating that the manufacturer assigned to the vehicle. For further information, including requirements, qualifications, endorsements, and restrictions on the commercial driver's license, please obtain a commercial driver manual at any driver licensing office in the state. 1.5 Parent Consent for Minors. Affidavit of Liability and Guardianship. Grandparent with power of attorney, legal guardian or spouse 18 years of age or older, or any other responsible person willing to accept legal liability for the minor. If the signer is a grandparent with power of attorney, the original POA must be presented and a copy of the POA must be surrendered upon application for the permit. If the signer is a legal guardian, original court documents showing guardianship, custody, or adoption must be presented. Spouses must show the marriage certificate. Note: the affidavit must be signed in front of the examiner or a notary public. Whoever signs the affidavit agrees to take legal responsibility for your actions as a driver. If the signer decides later not to accept responsibility for your driving, that person may withdraw their signature and your permit or license will be canceled. Before we go, I will just ask you to remember this. Millions and millions of people have already passed this driver test, or one just like it. You can pass it too. And listening to one of these podcast episodes every day will give you a huge advantage. So I expect to see you back here for the next episode.